Hey everyone, it's Ryan here, and if you haven't seen my last product review video, it was about the Smooth Q 3-axis phone stabilizer, and I kind of went and talked about how I felt about it and everything, and I really liked that stabilizer, the gimbal. I really liked it. And for this one, I'll be doing a comparison between the Smooth Q 3-axis phone stabilizer versus the GoPro Karma Grip to see which one is better. Because, quite frankly, one is better than the other, but at different things. This one tends to be a little bit more rugged and durable for sports, you know, just doing outdoor activities and stuff. This one tends to be a little bit better for film production and things like that, just because of the fact that you get like the more control with like the buttons and stuff, where you don't have that option with the GoPro. But it still works out pretty well. So let's just jump into the comparison, why don't we? So I'm out here to show off and compare the GoPro Karma Grip to the Smooth Q gimbal. And they both have certain things about them that make them better than one or the other. However, I do have to say one has a little bit more of an edge than the other. And I'll explain why as I'm walking around with these gimbals. First and foremost, the Smooth Q, the gimbal itself, has a whole lot more features and functionality than the Karma Grip, just outright. And then second, because you're using your smartphone versus the GoPro, you have a lot more functionality on the phone and control of what your camera sees and how it sees with all the settings on there. And it's much easier to use, acquire those settings than on the GoPro. The GoPro, even if you have the LCD screen, a part of the gimbal is in the way. As you can see right here, you cannot, even if you had the LCD screen on there, you cannot really touch it that well. So sorry that it's blurry, I guess, for whatever reason the thing isn't auto-focusing. As you can see on the GoPro Karma Grip, like I said, there's just not a whole lot of functions. You got your power on off, you got your lock, which will control if the thing tilts down or not, and that's about as much control that you have for the GoPro being able to adjust and you give it control of what direction it points, unlike the Smooth Q where it has a joystick where you can control which way it looks. So yeah, very limited features, whereas on the Smooth Q you have the joystick with the modes and then the zoom control and all that other stuff. And you know, I went over that, talking about it in the video before I got to here. Really, what's the big difference here? Well, in my opinion, the Smooth Q, like I said, gives you much more options. However, I feel like the Karma Grip is a lot more rugged and durable. And why is this? Well, just take a look at it again. You see all those scratches on there. I had the Karma Grip using an O-ring attachment on my mountain bike, and I hit such a shaky and rough patch with my mountain bike that the weight of the Karma Grip actually broke the O-ring, and it crashed and landed on the ground. And yet the Karma Grip still works perfectly fine, or at least the way that it was intended to work. So in my opinion, the Karma Grip has a little bit more durability, whereas I feel like the Smooth Q would be a little bit easier to break. However, it was not meant to be used for stuff like that. Also, I would be a little bit more careful about using the Smooth Q in any situation where there might be rain or water or anything. Like, you're not supposed to get either of them wet. However, the GoPro Karma Grip, all of its stuff is sealed off except for, you know, the actual, you know, moving parts of the gimbal and everything. Whereas on the Smooth Q, its ports are open, except for the one that's in the bottom for charging your device, such as a smartphone or whatever. When it comes to like water resistance stuff like that, I give that to the GoPro. One thing I do not like about the Karma Grip is that you cannot plug in a mic to get better audio quality on your GoPro, because on your GoPro, everything, all the connections are right in this little bit right in here, and that means that you can't put in a mic or anything. Whereas on the Smooth Q, obviously on my whole setup right here, I have a mic, so that way the audio is better. And that brings me into this. I right now am playing the audio that I have from my mic, which I think was only like a $15 mic. Sounds pretty good, and it sounds pretty clear. I've tested it before. You can get much better quality audio with the Smooth Q because you can attach stuff to the gimbal, and you have easy access to all the ports and everything of your smartphone or whatever you're using in the Smooth Q. Whereas now when I play the GoPro's audio, it kind of sounds a little bit crappy, and it's just not as good quality because the housing for the GoPro just completely surrounds all of the ports on the microphones. And then also, try to listen closely. On the GoPro, whenever you move it, because you can't have an external mic, you will hear a lot of the moving for the actual Karma Grip itself. So like, listen real close when I just move this around a lot. Now, I know it's windy, so you probably will be hearing the wind a little bit on the GoPro, but you should have been able to hear some grinding sounds that are coming from the Karma Grip. And I noticed that when I tried this out when I went snow skiing, in the audio, I kept hearing freaking grinding noises. And I've seen other people gripe about that as well. Whereas with the Smooth Q, whoop, it's flipping around. With the Smooth Q, whenever I'm moving this real crazy and stuff, one, I feel like it's a lot more stable, and then two, because of the external mic, you don't have that situation as well. Also, if I want to record myself, obviously with the smartphone, I could have the front-facing camera look at me. I don't have that option right now because I'm recording from the back-facing camera, so that way y'all can see where I'm walking and stuff. But if I wanted to record myself, I could just use the front-facing camera. But for now, I gotta flip it around like this, so that way y'all can look at me. But if I had three hands, I could just pause the video and then, you know, just click the switch camera button, and it'd be able to look at me while I'm holding it just like this, and I'd be able to record myself. However, with the GoPro Karma, you don't have that option at all. If I wanted to record myself, I would have to do it like this and hold it like that the entire time. And believe me, I tried doing that when snow skiing, and once you get past like this angle right here, wait for it, oh, it flips around. So and then it likes to stay there until you really bump it, so that can get really annoying. Whereas with the Karma Grip, let's just go ahead and pause it, flip the camera, and there we go. I'm able to view myself, and the camera's taking a second to adjust, and it's not really doing a great job at it right now. I gotta fix some settings on there. But overall, this is on the GoPro. I would say that if you do a lot of outdoor stuff, the Karma Grip might be a good option if you have a GoPro. But I have seen plenty of other options for the GoPro, for gimbals that can be used on the GoPro. They're much cheaper. Just gotta keep in mind, this Karma Grip is $300. In my opinion, it's not the best choice for the GoPro. Like I said, I've seen plenty more that are just $100, $200, work for a GoPro, and have a lot of the similar functions and features of the Smooth Q right here. So, Karma Grip, if you like the name, that's what you're paying for. It works fine, except for the fact that you get a lot of the noise and the shutter sounds or movement sounds or whatever it is whenever you move it around kind of violently, kind of, you know, ugh. Still works great. You have limited like control and movement and everything like that, but in my opinion, it works fine. However, I would still prefer the Smooth Q because this was only 120 bucks. It works with a smartphone or whatever, but I will say it is a lot heavier. This arm holding the Smooth Q is getting a lot more tired than the arm that's holding my GoPro, so When you have it extended out a good ways, it gets kind of tiring after a while. But they both work pretty good. They have their own unique aspects to it, so that's really up to you. So that's the end of my review between the Smooth Q 3-axis stabilizer. For some reason it's looking down. There we go, now it's looking up. And the GoPro Karma Grip. So that's my comparison. Like I said, there's certain things about the other that makes it better than the other. Like there's some things I enjoy about the Smooth Q gimbal, and then there's certain things I enjoy about the GoPro gimbal. But they both serve important purposes for what they were designed to do. And to wrap up my video, for like more cinematic type stuff, I prefer the Smooth Q. But for more outdoorsy, sporty type things, I prefer the GoPro Karma Grip. It just seems a little bit more rugged and durable. And that's basically just a huge summary of my whole past video. But anyways, if you have enjoyed this video, then please be sure to hit that like button for me. It'll really help me out. Also, be sure to comment down below what you think about each of these, if you've ever used either of them, or if you plan on getting either of these, because I highly recommend using either of these for their specific purposes. I mean, I don't really have too many complaints about either one. They're both pretty solid devices. And if you really like my tech reviews and stuff like that, please consider subscribing. Hit that big red subscribe button for me. And also be sure to hit that bell icon so that way you can get notifications of future videos, because I am trying to be a little bit more regular than I had been for like the past 2 or 3 months, because last semester was killer at school. This semester should be a little bit easier, so I'm going to be trying to get out at least 1 or 2 videos a week. So again, subscribe if you really enjoy my content, because I really appreciate it. I'm on my road to 400, and I can't wait to get there. But it will only happen if you people subscribe. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.